Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you're watching. Welcome to Bridging the Gap. We are on episode 30.
Yes, we are, brother.
Man, you remember turning 30, man?
No. But I really do, though. I really do. You know, Joe and I have been married about 6 years then, so I do remember that.
That's what's up, man. 30 episodes in. What we got today?
Then we're going to talk about creating money, and we're going to talk about a concept called sale, leaseback, and buyback. You know, last time in episode 29, we talked about sell it, but this is going to have a twist to it. We're going to talk about it because you're going to sell it, but then you're going to lease it back, and you're going to buy it back possibly. So it's going to have a twist that a lot of people can do no matter where you are in life.
Okay, yeah, let's dive in.
Okay. Well, again, here's the concept. Make sure you take some notes now. It's first of all, you're going to sell it. And many times when a company or an individual needs money, sometimes they're short on cash, but they have a valuable asset.
Okay.
But they really want to still keep or use the valuable asset, and they also want the right to buy it back. Okay. So imagine that. I need money. I have a valuable asset. I really don't want to sell it, but I need money and I need to still have it. That's what the sales, leaseback, and buyback means, meaning this. You have, let's say, land. I'm going to stay with land. You have land, and you really see another deal that you really want, and the land's paid for, and you're planning on using that land in the future. So what you would then do is you, in turn, could sell that land and get your $1 million right now. Of course, it's a taxable event.
Right.
Then you would be able to lease back that land. I'm going to do buildings probably better. You'd have the building, sell it for the $1 million. You would then lease it back. Then it allows you to still keep the building and still run your business in the building, but you would get an option to buy it back.
Got it.
So you've sold it, you've got your $1 million. You still stay in the building, and that way, because you're running your business, your enterprise there, but you would turn around and get an option to buy it back.
That makes sense.
All in one thing.
Got you.
Okay?
So you get the cash up front.
Get the money up front.
You still get the use.
The use, that's
of
right.
the item, building, whatever it is.
That's
and
it.
you have the option to, once things turn around, get it back.
There you go.
Ownership. Okay.
That's it. Yeah. And the thing is, you have investors out there who like these kind of deals.
Because it's secured, right?
It's secured. And let's say if it's your building where you're running your enterprise out of, you know, you got 50 people, staff, you got all your equipment there, etc. I know you're running your business there, so I know you're going to pay me. I know it's properly collateralized, and I know you really, really want it back because it's your place that people know you. So it's a triple collateralized event in my mindset.
And they collect the monthly rent.
Monthly rent, that's right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
So it's a win-win. And the good thing about it is there are basically 6 times you can do this. And they don't work. Like, for example, one is land. Now, land's a little different in that, let's say, for example, you have that $1 million worth of land, and you really want that land for a bigger deal. So in turn, you would still sell the land, you would get the $1 million, and you'd go and close on another deal. Okay. However, though, you've got a recorded option that lets you buy that land back, let's say within the year, for maybe $1.2 million.
Gotcha.
So the investor does it because they're able to make $200,000, in my example, on an asset that they know that you really, really, really want. So even though it's fully collateralized, you need that in the future for maybe another business deal you want to be.
That makes sense.
So you don't mind giving up that 20% because you're going to maybe make 60% on the deal with the $1 million. So again, it works good with land.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So land is one.
Land's one. And also with the building like we gave.
Building.
A building is probably a truer vein of it because, again, it's where you're operating your personal enterprise at. And the same scenario. I love the building. People know I'm at X, Y, and Z location. I don't want to move. I don't want to move my people. So I do the very same scenario. I'm going to sell it to you, get the $1 million again. I'm in turn going to get a lease to you because I want to rent now from you. I'm going to rent. And by the way, that rent now is tax deductible me as a business owner, but I'm going to get a recorded option to buy it back at some point in the future. Now you're the real estate dude. Why is the recorded option so critical? Well, why is that necessary? Handshake's not enough or what?
No, it protects you because sell it to me for $1 million, and let's say the value shoots up. And me as the investor, I say, look, I can get $1.5 million today. From X, Y, and Z company without you knowing anything about it. Next thing you know, you got a new landlord.
You're right,
because
man.
you don't have that recorded option.
And here's something else too that you can help us with. You and I are working on an affordable house deal, and we're sort of doing a lease option with a large company. And one thing in their contract they said to us is they're going to have they're going to have one option that has the dollar amount in it. We're going to sign, but they're not going to record that one. They're going to record another one without the dollar amount. Why would somebody even do that?
That's a great question.
Okay. And the answer is, and you and I talked about it, is keep people out of your business.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. See, I was like, now hold on there. If we're going to sign this thing, I think I was just like about $500,000.
Right.
So if we're going to do $500,000, why aren't we recording this? And the attorney simply said, we don't want people in our business.
I like that.
So now you're talking about record, even though you got a legitimate one that says they owe us $500,000. We have that one. They're just not recording it.
The amount.
There you go. The amount. They're recording their right because they want protection.
Right.
But they're not recording the amount. And again, it doesn't lessen our ability.
Nope.
Because we have the real one with the amount on it to rebuy.
Right.
Okay.
And that's still legally binding. All they want to do is record their right to buy it.
That's right, man.
The amount they have a signed contract, so
you got it. Man.
That's legally binding as well.
It is, and that's why we so often talk about having a team, folks. You don't know it all, and that attorney, just that one bit of understanding, is going to help us do multiple deals in the future. So again, that's why you need to have a team. Okay.
Yes, sir. So we got buildings, we got land.
The same thing, equipment. I got a client down in Random and does about $12 million a year. It's just amazing. They do. You ever gone? So you guys are going to the beach soon.
Yeah.
Think when you go to the beach in this swanky place you're going to be at, there's going to be guardrails. There's going to be a gated entrance. It's going to be a lot of fancy metal and glass stuff.
Yeah.
Well, this company does all of that.
Got it.
So they probably have about $5 million in equipment that's paid for.
Wow.
If they ever came upon hard times, they could do the very same thing.
Okay.
They could simply sell some of all of it, get, let's say, $2 million. The people in turn, they would lease it back because, again, the people don't want it because it's in the building. And then in turn, they could buy it back when things turned around.
Makes sense. So you probably could do that with vehicles too, right?
You got it, man, vehicles. So again, for people who may not have the millions of dollars worth of stuff, if you have a vehicle, particularly if one that's being used for your business, and people know that you need this truck, you need this van, you need this vehicle, the same thing. You can sell it, get the immediate cash. Again, it's a taxable event, but that's okay. But you're going to turn right around and make lease payments, which is tax deductible, and you're going to have an option to buy it back at some time in the future, and all of that's negotiable.
Got it. Have you ever heard of Toro? I think that I'm pronouncing it right.
Toro.
It's like a
lawnmower brand.
No. Yeah. No, it's a company that allows you to rent out your cars.
Okay.
Like you can have. Am I pronouncing it right? Toro.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's almost like you can buy a vehicle, within a certain year, certain mileage.
Okay.
Put it on Turo, and people can rent it as opposed to going to Enterprise, Hertz. It's almost like Airbnb.
That is
for rentals.
Yeah.
For cars as opposed to houses.
Yeah. Well, I had to learn something new today, man.
Yeah. So it's another way for someone without a business to, hey, if they want to make some extra cash, they don't necessarily have to sell their car, but they can rent it out to people if they don't need it, or can find other means of transportation, or have two vehicles for that matter.
Oh, no doubt.
They need to make some extra cash.
Yeah, and you think about that, the old school ways, even having your car wrapped. It's amazing the kind of money they would pay to wrap a car, depending on where you live, so it sits out, and on where you travel. So again, that's why we always say, find your pots of oil.
Yep.
Everybody has something that they really don't recognize that can create money, and there's probably 3 or 4 ways with your vehicle, the very same thing that can happen.
Agreed.
That.
Now, you had rental properties down. What do you have now? I can think about 6 different ways. What do you have in mind on that one?
Okay. Well, let's say, for example, you own a rental property. It's paid for.
Mm-hmm.
The same. I'm getting rent, and I'm getting positive cash flow.
Just pull out a equity line on it.
Well, no. Remember, I'm really my credit's jacked up though.
Okay.
So now with jacked up credit, I would then come to you, hey, Council, got this house that's worth $150,000. I'm renting it. I in turn want to sell it to you. You said, okay, Thompson. Now you know it's worth $150, so you may say I'll give you $100,000. Okay, I'll take that $100,000, but I get that $100,000 now. I'm still getting the rent payments, but I got to pay you the monthly lease amount.
Gotcha.
And then within maybe a year when things, because I may take that 100 and go flip a deal or two. Let's say I make 60 grand from that over the next year. I pay you back 120,000.
You get the house back.
I get my house back, but I've made 40 because I've leveraged an asset that was paid for. And even this is able to be done, even with bad credit. I could be unemployed.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's the asset's value. And on the second thing, it's how bad the buyer knows that you really, really need this asset for your life.
So that's almost like relationship based.
Well, it is, but I think it goes a little further because here's one. Primary residence. Mm-hmm. Think about it.
Okay.
If you're living in a house, I'll say your house, for example. You know, you just bought this big giant mansion. But anyway, lived in your house. And see, you know CC would kill you. There you go. There you go. So house is paid for. And then in turn, you needed $200,000 to do a deal.
Yeah.
See, I know when I go in there, unless I didn't even know you, I know Cece's going to say, I really don't want to do it, but there's this deal that we can do for $200,000. We'll sell it to you, William, and we want the right to buy it back for $220 and give us 2 years. Now, see, I already know, even though I wouldn't know you, I know that your wife is not going to let you sell that house.
Yeah.
Not going to move her 2 little babies. So even though it's not a relationship thing, it's a thing of the heart. Sure, yeah. I got the collateral, but also it's something that you really, really, really want.
That makes sense.
You know, sentimental ties.
Yeah. That's different from like a reverse mortgage though, right?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay. Yeah, I see that a lot with older people doing reverse mortgages for paid off property.
They do. And really, I like this better because if you ever changed your mind, it's similar, but a reverse mortgage, you can't change your mind. The costs are a lot more, and a few other negative things about it. But if I do a sale, lease back with an option to buy it, if I change my mind, if something happens in the future, I get extra money, etc., I can always buy my property back if I choose to. Reverse mortgage, you can't do it.
Got it. Well, that's all 5. You got anything else?
Brother, that's it for this day. That's it for today, man. That's it.
That wraps up episode 30. I'm Council Glenn.
Hey, I'm William V. Thompson. Catch us on episode 31. We're going to talk about creating money from your job. About 10 ways. So pass the word. Share?
Yes. Like, share, and
subscribe, comment. Do anything you can, but get the word out there.
He's been listening, guys. He's been listening. See you on the next one.